Yo, tune in, we're here to spit, talking football, we don't quit. From kickoff to the final play, crack and bruise, we're here all day. Three cats with a passion for the game, giving you the scoop, not just the fame. Every episode, new beer to explore, while we break down the score. So lean in, we're your weekly guide to the field where legends reside. With a cold one, we'll ride on this football journey side by side. It's about football, but barely weekly. Cheers, we're clearly gonna talk those game day hits. With a beer in hand, that's it. From the snap to the end zone dance, we cover it all. Give you that chance to laugh, learn, and sip with class. Discussing tactics, not just the grass. Draft picks, trades, and all the stats. We're here to chat, to break through the facts. Each brew we taste, we'll share our view on plays, players, and what's true. So sit back, enjoy the ride. We'll keep it real, no need to hide. With football talk and beer in sight, we're here to make your night. It's about football, but barely weekly. Cheers, we're clearly gonna talk those game day hits. With a beer in hand, that's it. We'll dissect each quarter's tale with a cold one without fail. So join us, let's have some fun. Football and beer, second to none.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another beautiful episode of the Beer Football Podcast. It's about football, but really, we're happy to join you guys once again. Talk some NFL football as we head into Week 1 action this week. Join with me, as always. We got a man who loves to dance. It's Beerly Carey.
That's me. Love to dance, and I love midget QBs, baby.
Yeah, you do. I'm Zach. Fantasy football is not that hard. Just set a draft time and do the draft. That's all we got to do. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. Some people find it hard, but
really not that hard.
Not that hard.
For some people, it is. Don't know why, but it's not that hard. And then what you definitely shouldn't do is pause the draft and have it auto while
crazy.
No one's on.
Oh man, guys. Appreciate to the good commissioners out there, fantasy football leagues.
Shout out to the good fantasy football commissioners.
There's some good ones out there.
There's some good ones out. They exist.
There's some bad ones, especially in this podcast that may or may not be here right now.
I don't think they're here right now, but we got football to talk about, so we're here to talk about it. What are we drinking tonight, Carey? Start us off.
So I have a very interesting beer. And I'm almost done with it, waiting to start for someone to show up that isn't here. But this is one of the more, I feel like, unique flavors I've had. This is a Hawaiian Lion. It is a coconut coffee porter. Coconut and coffee, but it kind of has like a chocolatey taste to it.
Interesting.
It tastes like kind of your normal little lighter IPA, but it has like that coconut chocolate in there.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge coffee person.
It's like an Almond Joy or a Mounds bar.
Yeah, kind of like an Almond Joy. It's like I'm not a huge coffee person, so I don't love it, but it is a very unique taste. So like I'd give it a 6 out of 10 just because it's something different. But I do like the can. It's got a big little lion in the face with big blue eyes. Pretty cool.
I'm rocking a Stella again.
It's consistent. He's moved on from the light twisted teas.
Yeah, they're done.
They're done.
I finished them watching the football game the other day, so.
Good call. Good call.
I've
also got my baby coming next, my mango cider.
Your mango cider is on its way. So we got Pick'em to do. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Week 1 of NFL action kicks off this Thursday as the Eagles face the Dallas Cowboys. But we got to talk about one of those teams first, because right after our last episode, Micah Parsons was traded away from the Cowboys for 2 first-round picks and a defensive tackle. Carey, what was your reaction to this Micah Parsons trade to the Green Bay Packers?
I was like, what? There's that – I don't know if you've ever seen that guy on Twitter. His name's like Ricky or something. He's like a dog in his profile pic. But he's this like unofficial guy that breaks news. And he tweeted this like 3 or 4 days before it happened. I was like, oh, whatever. And I saw it, that he was going to go to the Packers. And I'm like, what? But I mean, that's the biggest thing Packers needed. They needed a pass rush. They've had an underwhelming front seven to get in quarterback. Micah Parsons is going to do that. I feel like the only question is how healthy is he? I mean, it sounds like he needs injections just to play this week. Is he 100%?
Yeah. So I was so I saw that, and then what I also saw is a doctor looked at the practice tape, and he was on a sled, and they're like, well, I don't think it's that big of an issue if he's hitting the sled like that. The injury described as like L3 and L4. There was some kind of issue there, and they're like bowed up, like arched back, putting pressure on it. Like that's probably the worst position to be in. If he can do that, it's probably not that concerning of an injury. So I have no doubt he'll be able to go week 1 against Detroit. But but yeah, I mean, they're saying he needed an epidural just to play.
Do you think it was worth giving up that much for him? This is very similar. I forget what they gave
up.
So the Khalil Mack trade. This is similar to that.
It's giving up a lot for, I mean, obviously a very, very good pass rusher. I know some NFL GMs have a tendency to say F them picks in regards to trading for big time talent. But my question would be, they're trading away probably their best run stopper on that defensive front for Micah Parsons. So they're going to have Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, which is that's a good two-headed beast when you're talking about rushing the passer. But, I mean, how are they going to look against the run?
And they're still waiting for Lucas Van Ness, who's been a bust the last couple of years. I think it's his 3rd or 4th year this year, but they had thought he would take the next step forward. But maybe with getting Parsons, they don't think he's ever going to take that next step forward.
Yeah, or they're going to try and keep him in rotation somehow. Maybe he's the run guy, and then in obvious passing downs, both Parsons and Gary are in, and they kind of rotate him. Especially with Parsons dealing with some kind of back issue. I imagine that's at least what it's going to look like week 1 against Detroit, which is a big matchup for Green Bay, and it's a big matchup for Detroit as well, having lost both of their coordinators, which are both simultaneously – I heard this today, and I thought it was interesting. They're both simultaneously incredible, and also – Detroit's not going to lose a step losing both of them.
I think they are going to lose a step is my thing. It's really just going to show was it Dan Campbell or was it the coaching staff around him?
Yeah.
Like I think we can all agree that Dan Campbell can be a bit too aggressive at points. While it's fun, it's great to watch that he tends to take a bit too many chances.
He can get risky at times.
But it's going to be interesting without Ben Johnson, and they also lost some guys in the O-line. So, and I think, don't they have a lot of outside games this year, I think? Which Jared Goff has been much better indoors than he is outdoors.
Yeah. Same thing with Geno Smith, which is why some people liked his move to Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. Is he's been incredible indoors. And obviously Las Vegas plays inside.
I just don't like the lines this year. I think Frank right now is the leader of that O-line. He's gone. They have a rookie in a second year starting at guards. So interior.
I mean, it's definitely a weaker offensive line than they've had in the past. I mean,
the thing is because their line has been so good, that's what helped Goff. And we've seen Goff with a bad O-line, and with him not being mobile at all, if this O-line struggles, it's not going to be the same Goff we've seen.
No, I agree. Going back to the Parsons trade, got a little sidetracked there, but going back to the Parsons trade, I saw this as a rumor about a week and a half before it ended up happening. And I was like, there's just no way. Like, they got to find, especially because it was at the same time that Trey Hendrickson finally gets a contract. Terry McLaurin finally gets a contract. So all these guys that have been holding out or not practicing because they were looking for an extension, all were getting signed. So I'm like, okay, the Micah Parsons deal is coming up any day now. And then the next thing I find out is that he's traded to Green Bay.
Is it rebuild time in Dallas?
The crazy thing is they just signed Dak. They just signed CD. And this week they just re-signed Daron Bland with a huge contract.
Maybe you could call it a retool, I guess. Maybe not.
It's definitely not a full rebuild. Because what are they looking to keep Dak till like 2030?
But this is a very top-heavy roster.
It's very, very top heavy. Still don't have a lot of faith in the ground game. The offensive line is fine, not excellent.
And very young, too.
And
so.
very young. CeeDee Lamb's pretty good. They got DK now.
Pickens.
Oh, Pickens. DK. Where did DK end up? Pittsburgh.
Steelers.
Yeah. So they got Pickens, who could be a good number 2.
But if he doesn't get thrown the ball and, things start to go sideways this season, do we see Pickens even finishing the season or just walking off like AB?
Pulling an AB and just walking off. I mean, that's certainly a possibility.
I wonder if there's odds for that. If there's a player to do that in the NFL right now, it might be.
It would probably be him.
Well, last year was Zadarius Smith. Do you remember that one?
I don't. What
was it? No, is it the guy for the Devondre Campbell? I got him confused. For the Niners last year.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't go in the second half.
Yeah.
That'll be Pickens this year. But yeah,
who knows?
Packers just going all in though. I mean, it's going to be a very tough division, and adding Micah Parsons is not going to hurt this team's future right now.
It's not going to hurt their future.
Right,
How much does this change their outlook on the season for you?
Oh, they're definitely in win now mode. I mean, especially
I mean, they're definitely in win now mode for sure. Yeah.
When was the last time they had drafted a first round receiver? Because it was like 20 years or something, wasn't it?
It was a long time, yeah.
The Packers are showing they're ready to go. They believe in this team. It's still one of the youngest teams in the NFL. They believe in Jordan Love. They put a lot of money in this team that they think this team can win the NFC North.
I see. For me, I as much as I think this helps their pass rush, I think it could end up hurting their run defense, which, if you remember, and I know Kerry remembers, they tend to get shredded in the playoffs on the ground.
Poor Saquon. Good old Saquon had some fun with them.
Yeah. They tend to get shredded on the ground in the playoffs. It happened. It's been happening recently. It happened when Rodgers was there in that San Francisco game. To me, I don't know if, and obviously I don't believe in Jordan Love. That's kind of my thing. I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but I don't believe in Jordan Love. So I think that, you know what? I'm excited for Packers fans. They get to buy a new cool jersey, and they can enjoy that jersey instead of a Super Bowl.
Wow. So they're like, there's still a lot of questions with this team. They're talented, but the O-line is good. Wouldn't say it's great. The receivers, there's talent, but they're still not a proven.
I think we said last year that the receiver room is filled with really good number 2s.
Yeah, and I think they're still expecting Tucker Kraft to take off, but Josh Jacobs had a good year last year, but he's still, running back getting older on the downswing.
Yeah.
Defense has its question marks. I think we all think maybe a wild card team somewhere, but I don't think any of us sees a Super Bowl contender, even with Micah.
Yeah, I agree. Even though their Super Bowl odds jumped dramatically.
After?
They jumped dramatically. Obviously, Dallas has plummeted. Because I think you're right. I wouldn't describe it as a full rebuild, but it's definitely a retooling of the team, which is surprising considering you have a star young player at defense that you can rely on to trade him away. And I think Jerry Jones is reasoning we can turn those 2 draft picks into really big time players. It's just like, hey, you could. What about Mozzie Smith?
But this is the NFL. This isn't the NBA. How many huge trades happen in the NFL that end up panning out? I feel like NFL trades is usually when one of the teams has had enough, and usually the players can be on the downswing from there. It's not like NBA or other sports that players come in. Most of these huge trades that have happened in the past few years turn out to nothing, and then the other team gets a bunch of first round picks and either.
Well, you think about the big trades, look at what the Eagles have been able to do with all those draft picks that they received. You look at San Francisco and the run that they had for a few years after getting Christian McCaffrey from Carolina. And, you look at these teams, and San Francisco, even a team that made a draft blunder, still super competitive after picking Trey Lance and moving up to do that. So I mean, if you were to ask me who won this trade, I think the obvious answer is probably Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, with draft picks, you just never know what's going to happen. I mean, Dallas could draft like 2 generational talents with those picks, and they end up winning a Super Bowl in the next 5 to 10 years. But it's impossible to tell at this point.
It's very hit or miss, and I would lean toward miss. I mean, even just think of like the quarterback trades in the past few years. We've had Russell Wilson get traded to the Broncos, which led to nothing. We had Geno traded this year, which we'll see. Obviously, Deshaun Watson trade was a mess. But then on the other hand, we did have Matthew Stafford getting traded to the Rams, which obviously got them
panned out well for them. Yeah.
And the Lions are happy with Goff on the other hand, too.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at, like, I think you're 100% right. When you look at teams that made big trades, like, to acquire talent, it's kind of 50-50 hit and miss on whether that makes them a contender or not. And I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I'd probably lean toward Green Bay winning this trade, but
it's too early to tell.
It's way too early to tell when you get that much draft compensation for a guy. Because I mean, like, people are crapping all over the Cowboys right now, and I 100% get that. When you got a young player like Micah, who has shown that he is a top performer at the position in the league, it's weird to just trade him for an aging vet who is good and 2 first-round picks. Because here's the thing. How many first-round picks end up becoming stars? Very few. Very, very few. So when you get one, normally you keep them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just hit or miss.
The
Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys make a lot of questionable moves. I don't know why they have not addressed the running back room since Zeke and Pollard were there in their prime. They've just let them have a terrible running back group for years. And Javonte Williams and Alfred Blue. Yeah. Does that scare anyone?
Well, I mean, it kind of depends on what kind of Javonte Williams we get. If we get him first season Denver Javonte Williams, I think that could be good. But he did not look like that last year.
Is he a top 4? Did they have a top 40 running back in the NFL? I don't think so.
Top 40?
I don't think they have I don't think either of those are top 40.
Yeah.
I mean, you could look at a lot of teams that have like very good RB2s that I would take over.
Like David Montgomery is an RB2 and Detroit.
Yeah, even like Rashad White in Tampa. I would take him over.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like, and there was a lot of good options in the draft too. Everybody thought they were going to take Genty, and now this year everybody's going to have them taking Jeremiah Love, who did absolutely nothing against Miami. But
to be fair to Jeremiah Love, they didn't give him the ball.
6, I think he had 5 carries in the first half.
It's just like
contender is crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. I was surprised that they didn't run the ball more.
Speaking of that, do we want to do a little college segment while we?
Yeah, we'll do a little college segment. A lot of big games in week 1.
Underwhelming games, honestly. It is week 1, takes a bit, but it looked like most of them were still in the offseason, honestly. The defenses were ready to play, though.
Defenses, well, and I heard this several times, and this probably is true for the NFL as well. Typically, first week of the year, defenses are ahead of offenses in terms of readiness. Mm-hmm. Just because they have to just in terms of what they do. So like with defenses, a lot of it is reactionary. So like you can't, like you could set up, okay, we're playing a cover 3 and we're going to blitz this guy, blah, 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 blah. And then beyond that, it's all reacting to what the offense does after you've gotten the play called and the ball is snapped. And there's much less, and whereas with the offense, there's a lot of, especially in the passing game, there's timing involved. It's, where are you supposed to be in this route at this point in the play? Mm-hmm. All that stuff. And then obviously.
And especially too, because especially this year, a lot of the big teams have young quarterbacks. So they're making very early starts in their career. So defense are ready for them.
Yeah.
I was happy with a lot of the big freshman quarterbacks, with the exception of the big one. sophomore.
The big one.
But I thought CJ Carr looked good for his first start against Miami. He wasn't great,
He
but for a
did.
freshman, he looked good. I thought Julian Sayin managed the ball well against Texas.
Yeah.
Malik Washington was great for Maryland. A lot of good freshman performances.
You know who I was surprised by in the loss?
No.
By the way, shout out to Kerry's team. Florida State took down Bama.
Called it. Did not call it, but
I was actually, despite the loss, I was impressed with Ty Simpson.
yeah, he played. Did you see the safety for Alabama on that one play? The clip? That was
18. I remember the jersey number.
It's just like that is not. They're not Alabama anymore.
So watching that game, and you can tell me maybe I didn't watch the game right or something. Watching that game, to me, it seemed like Alabama, which is typically the most disciplined defense, even if they don't have the best guys on the field, which normally they do, but even if they don't have the best guys, they're coached up. The pre-snap motion doesn't get to them. They don't get confused about where the ball is. They're very, very good at like the little things that you got to do well in order to play defense, especially in the college game where there is a lot of more pre-snap motion. There's a lot more trickery in the backfield and all that stuff, especially in the college game. And Alabama's been so good at it for so long. They just looked lost on defense.
The coaching was just and yes, they were missing a few starters. Their running back was out. They're missing a couple of guys in defense, but
they were losing the line of scrimmage, which you don't see Bama do ever.
And Ryan Williams, who's had a great freshman season, kind of fell off the end. Was nothing in that game. Bernard.
I mean, I think Ryan Williams had 3 drops on big plays, on big third downs and stuff.
It was Bernard at an incredible. He was the only one playing for them, really. Yeah, no, but I thought Simpson played well. I mean, he didn't play great, but it wasn't his.
I saw people talking crap about him, and I'm like, he made a couple of bad passes while he's running for his life because his right and left tackle were getting beat half a millisecond.
Yeah,
but
Caden Proctor, who was projected to be a top 10, at least first round pick tackle for Alabama, he was destroyed in that game by FSU, and they couldn't. And the Alabama defense against FSU could do nothing. Castellanos talked all offseason, but he backed it up.
I mean, Castellanos played well. I thought Gus Malzahn did some Gus Malzahn things with a lot of pre-snap motion, getting, it's the Jimmies and Joes, not the X's and O's. Get the ball to guys that can make big plays, and that's what he did. And Castellanos did exactly what he was supposed to do. Didn't make any big mistakes. Held on to the football. Didn't force passes he didn't have to force. And to be fair, he didn't have to force very many because you had guys running free in the secondary all day.
And the crazy thing was, which I heard talked about, is Alabama last year really struggled against mobile dual threat quarterbacks like Pavia, guys like that.
Yeah.
So they thought going against Castellanos, they would address that and be prepared for it. And they
were not at all ready
for last year.
Well, the crazy thing is, I don't think it was the third quarter still they started spying him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was just like, guys, he's a running quarterback.
And
you got to have a spy on him.
The funny thing, we talked about this on our college show last week. They have an insane schedule. Things are not going to get – they have one or two easy games, I think, next. But after that, Alabama's going to have a rough year.
I mean, if the effort doesn't improve, because, like you said, in that clip, that is undeniably – he had a great year last year. He was going to be a second or third round pick. And if that clip had showed up in a Saban film session, I don't think he's playing the following week.
It's kind of the same thing that happened to the Patriots last year. You saw once Belichick left, you saw the special teams, the discipline just was not.
Well, and so here's a stat I didn't even know. And had I known this going in, I might have not said it was going to be a blowout like I said it was going to be. But did you know that in not a single game since Kalen DeBoer took over, Alabama has had less – not in one game have they had less penalties than their opponent?
Really?
That's a crazy stat.
Goodness. Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about undisciplined and the change in culture since Saban's been gone? That's a change in culture. because you want to talk about a team that would just they just wouldn't do the stupid stuff.
Mhm.
And you saw it. You saw some of the stupid stuff in the Florida State game, like guys getting penalties for no reason, absolutely
Crazy.
no reason. And it was just so. I mean, I saw people saying this, and you know what? I'm gonna give. I generally give college head coaches 2 or 3. I generally give them 3 years, because by that point, some of the guys that they've recruited start getting playing time and stuff.
They're still saving guys there, so
They're still saving guys there. But I mean, in terms of the team that DeBoer's trying to build, like what it looks like to me is he's trying to be that Washington team.
and this ain't Washington.
It ain't Washington. Not only is it not Washington, but like the roster isn't Washington's roster.
Mm-mm.
And so they can't run that offense. Ty Simpson, even though I thought he looked fine, and in some parts I thought he looked good.
Honestly, he looks like a more mobile Mac Jones at Alabama.
I would agree with that. I think he's more accurate than Mac Jones
And I do.
when he's in the pocket.
They have a 5-star freshman, so I do wonder how long the leash on Simpson will be this season. No, I wouldn't say.
I think it greatly depends on how he's playing, because honestly, if he plays like he did against Florida State and they still lose, I honestly don't think much of that's on him. Honestly, Alabama's skill players got to play better.
Like you look at they have
Ryan Williams was terrible. I don't care what anyone says. Ryan Williams was awful in that game. He was awful.
But honestly,
I mean,
all the big sophomore receivers did. Jeremiah Smith struggled. Kim Coleman did nothing for Auburn.
I was thoroughly disappointed with how Ryan Williams played. The only person that impressed me on that entire Alabama team was the quarterback. Actually, at times he looked really good. He escaped the pocket a couple times. I understand he struggled with accuracy on the run, but guy making his first start.
Well. Yeah,
Guy making his first start at a hostile environment at Florida State, which
he looked like a guy that could run a Saban offense, one of
Yeah.
Saban teams. But with this team, who knows?
Yeah, I don't.
But
I was really just. It was shockingly bad.
so we talked about this
Everything
last
going on
week.
there.
I just want to quickly run through their schedule again and see. Let's give you an updated record prediction. Ready?
Yeah,
All right. LA Monroe this week at home.
that's a win. They go 1-1.
Home versus Wisconsin.
I think that's 2-1.
Road at Georgia.
That's a loss. That's 2-2.
Home versus Vanderbilt, which is not an easy game now.
Not an easy game, but it is at home. I'm going to give them the win.
At
They're 3-2.
Missouri, who went off this week.
I think. Listen, my prediction. What did I say?
Yeah, to make the playoffs. They won like 63-6 or something.
Yeah,
And then
I'm gonna give this win to Missouri 3-3.
the only thing you were scared about the quarterback competition, the other quarterback got hurt, so it's just Perbilla now. And then they're home versus Tennessee. Joey Aguilar looked really good in his debut for Tennessee.
That's a loss. So they're 3-4.
At South Carolina.
That's a loss. That's 3-5.
Home versus LSU.
That's a loss. That's 3-6.
Home versus Oklahoma.
I still don't believe in this Oklahoma team. I think Alabama wins that one. That's 4-6.
And then home versus Eastern Illinois.
That's 5-6.
And then at Auburn, who looked good against Baylor.
Auburn did look good against Baylor. I still think they're Alabama's little brother for now. I have them going 6-6.
Even if you give them a couple of these 8-4, maybe
Yeah, I think their peak.
Yeah, it's 8.
Their peak is legitimately 9-3. Is the best I could see them doing this year.
Definitely.
I think it's going to be closer to 7-5, 6-6, and I think that seat for DeBoer gets pretty hot under 8 wins.
All right, I have one last thing, and I have 5 quick college football topics we'll cover before we head into NFL.
All
All
right.
right, last comment on Alabama. Nick Saban had a record of 124-4 against unranked teams at Alabama. Kalen DeBoer is 10-4. It's nuts.
I mean, he could go on a crazy run.
You never know. All right, number 1, Ohio State, Texas. What did you think of the Arch Manning disaster?
I thought Arch Manning looked like Sam Darnold on the New York Jets.
Exactly. Yeah. Missing open receivers, just look shaky, underthrown.
Yeah. Underthrowing guys, making bad decisions, very inaccurate. He had
looked
some
like
decent throws at points in the game, but like all in all, I think if you're a Texas fan, you should be terrified.
he looked like a guy in his second start, which like makes. But with all the hype he got, it was the problem is he just got overhyped.
100% he did.
And here's the thing: people were calling for him to start over Ewers all season long last year.
Yeah, it's a damn good thing. Yeah,
you were not an Ewers fan, but obviously he should have been starting over Arch last year.
Yeah, 100%.
That he was 100%. Not ready. And I think he'll be fine by the end of the year, but
like, it's like I say with guys, and that's a tough way. Like he had one start last year, right? It's a tough second start. You go into
this was his first actual start, I think.
Is this his first actual start?
Yeah, I think he played two almost full games with injuries, but I think this was his first technical start.
So for making his first start on the road in the Horseshoe, tough way to get a guy started.
Yeah.
I mean, if
there's not a harder start than
going up against Ohio State in the Horseshoe.
Matt Patricia, who is obviously was a bad head coach, but he's very good defensive mind.
I was, even with all that being said, I thought of all the quarterbacks that I saw play this past weekend, and I saw a lot of quarterbacks play, saw a lot of young quarterbacks play, I thought he might have been the worst quarterback I watched play.
Did you see Nico Eamley?
No, I didn't watch that game. Is he at like UCLA?
A couple minutes of that. Yeah, he was.
I did not watch that game.
He finished with like 100 and something passing yards, and they lost like 40-10.
I think the only one, actually, I revised that. The only quarterback I thought was worse was the quarterback for Boise State.
He looked terrible. The guy that people thought was going to take the next step with Jency gone.
Yeah.
But it was just like they weren't hard throws either was the thing. There was open receivers a little bit away.
Yeah. I mean, it was just not a pretty game for Arch. The defense for Ohio State looked good. Honestly, neither offense impressed me. Obviously, in a 14-7 game where the punters were probably the players of the game, neither offense impressed me. Both defenses looked pretty good, but I can't tell if that's because both of the offenses were bad or if both the defenses were really, really good. It's one of those. It's hard to tell.
Early, yeah, but like Jeremiah Smith just disappeared in that game.
Yep.
I don't know. All right. Second thing I want to talk about: Clemson LSU. Did you get a chance to watch that game?
I didn't watch much of it. I watched a little bit of it though.
Everybody's talking about Clemson. They brought everybody back, but just more of the same though. Same as last year when they disappointed week one. Cade Klubnik, once Antonio Williams got hurt, he did not look good all night. The O-line was terrible. Clemson defense, though, played well, but LSU, their defense looked incredible all night long. Garrett Nussmeier looked good. I think LSU might be the SEC favorites right now.
Really?
Their defense looked great. The running game, which has not been a thing for years in LSU, looked good. They have the receivers. They have the quarterback. I'm really liking LSU right now.
Again, this is one of those things where it's like, was the LSU defense that good, or did the offense play that bad? And especially in the second half.
It is kind of hard to tell, early on like this.
I mean, I can't, like I was talking to one of my buddies I work with is a Florida fan. I'm like, well, it's impossible to tell what Florida's going to be after playing Long Island State,
That's why I'm excited for this game in 2 weeks. LSU, University of Florida. That should be a good game and a good test for both.
I'm excited for the game this week. South Florida and Florida.
South Florida, their defense looked great.
Brown, they did look really, really good.
Those are going to be like everybody thought, UF in Miami getting USF early on was getting pushover. I don't know. It's going to be I think both of them will win, but I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, both those games.
It very well could. What was another one? Do you have anything else?
Oh, yeah. I'll leave your last one. Did you watch North Carolina last night?
I did.
I thought
Boy, the group chat was pretty funny.
You know,
4 minutes into the game, everyone's talking about, North Carolina might be back under Belichick.
it was like the Alabama game. They had a perfect first drive. Gio Lopez had 2 big passes. He was like 2 of 2 for 58 yards. And then I think he completed 2 passes the rest of the game.
And then got hurt. And then his backup looked so much better than him.
Because he's used to start for them. Then he almost had a career-ending injury, I think, too.
Yeah, so he broke like his femur or something on a sack last year. And they almost had to amputate his leg.
No,
I would be shocked if Gio Lopez starts another game.
He looked terrible, yeah.
He looked horrible.
But
and that's another quarterback. Sorry, another quarterback I thought looked worse than Arch Manning.
I do really like Josh Hoover from TCU. He looked good in that game.
Josh Hoover did look very good.
I think he's going to get solid mid-range QB in the draft this year.
And just because it was the other top 10 versus top 10, we got to talk about Miami Notre Dame.
That was my 4th of 5 topic.
Yeah, Miami Notre Dame. I was
shocked with how bad the Notre Dame line was.
I don't think it's the Notre Dame line, dude.
I saw a passing grade a couple hours ago. It was like the left tackle, a passing grade of 10. I was like, is that even possible? Is the Miami defense back, Zach?
Well, so here's the thing.
Is Florida football as a whole back?
I don't know if we go that far yet. It might be, but we can't go that far yet. I think that the problem with the defense last year was our defensive line couldn't get to the quarterback before the receivers were wide ass open. I thought our secondary is awful. I think that was evidenced by the fact we were starting, I think, 3 or 4 underclassmen, sophomores or freshmen in the secondary last year. Mm-hmm. This year, we got 6 new guys starting on our defense in the secondary. They looked pretty good. The linebackers looked pretty good. Our defensive line is exactly what I was hoping it would be.
Ruben Bain, man.
Ruben Bain looks like a madman. And I thought that the reason Miami won that game is because we won the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. I thought Miami's offensive line looked just as good as I expected them to. Maui Noah at right guard might be the best right guard in this class. The running backs and the way they split carries and made sure everyone was fresh with Mark Fletcher, Jordan Lyle, and I can't remember the other guys. I know his last name is Brown. And he is coming over from
Malachi Toney. That kid.
Malachi Toney, true freshman.
CJ
really good in man coverage out of the slot. I thought if he stays, which I think he will. If he stays, I think he could be a really big time playmaker in a couple of years. Obviously he had a great game. Yeah. I think he still has some places he needs to develop in. But I mean, his athleticism is off the charts. Even though he's a little undersized, his speed and quickness is insane.
And that catch by CJ Daniels was nuts too.
Also, the brand new Miami wide receiver core. Shout out to all of them. They had a good game.
They had a great receiver core last year. They all left. I thought they were going to be a little down this year, but no, they might be better, honestly.
They might be better. Carson Beck, despite people saying that he sucks and he's the reason Georgia fell off last year, I thought he came out and made a statement saying, hey, if my guys catch the ball, I can be pretty damn good at football.
I mean, that was the thing. Like, he had a horrible receiving core last year. Was it the receiving core? After that game, it kind of looked like it. Though he did, I will say, on that one catch, he got bailed out. I don't know why he threw it.
I don't know why he threw it either. I'm glad he did because we got a highlight.
It worked out
for the end of the year. Shout out to CJ Daniels.
Is it Carson Beck Heisman watch? Maybe.
I know Zane thinks so. He's in the chat right now, going crazy. But
that
looks really good. I don't think this is an offense. I don't think this is an offense that you can win a Heisman with. At quarterback,
I mean, Cam Ward would have won it last year if they had a defense.
Probably. But it's also kind of like the Joe Burrow situation. Just does Cam Ward numbers look that good if they didn't have to score 50 a game?
That is true.
Where if our defense continues to play as good as they did against Notre Dame, I think it's very likely you'll see similar stat lines from Carson Beck where he gets a little over 200 yards passing, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns, and just plays very efficient football. It's not going to light up the stat sheet, but I think right now with the way that coach is running the offense, it looks very pro style. If they get up by 2 scores, they're going to run the football, rely on that big offensive line that's, looks insanely good after week 1. And I think that's how they're going to dominate games. They're going to take a lead and then just kind of sit on it.
Zane is cooking, though, right now. Lenore Sellers is my favorite player to watch in college football. I love him.
Yeah, I mean, to me, yeah, he looks like – I think the only comparison I could make for him is like Vince Young at Texas.
Basically. And I love his big receiver, Nick Harbor. I talked about him last week, 6'5", track runner. He had that touchdown overturn. He also had that big touchdown in the 4th. South Carolina looks good. But, yeah, I said earlier, but I was very impressed with C.J. Carr. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback.
I think he is too, sadly, because I hate Notre Dame. But C.J. Carr did look very good. He had the one interception that was not his fault.
I was just amazed with the lack of usage for Jeremiah Love.
It was pretty incredible because I expected them, especially with it being rainy and stuff, and maybe they outsmarted themselves with that and said, hey, they're expecting us to run the ball. Let's come out and run a bunch of bubble screens and get the ball away from the running back and kind of use them as a decoy, kind of like a certain Falcons head coach did a couple years ago.
He would never.
Where they're running Bijan and Kyle Pitts and Drake London as decoys and throwing the ball to Michael Pruitt.
Yeah. But you got to be happy to remind me.
That's what it looked like in the first half. And in the second half, they actually started to use some of their talent. You saw a lot more usage out of Love in the second half. You saw them going to the well.
They actually threw to receivers, unlike a certain quarterback last year that would not throw to receivers at all.
Yeah. And then the one guy, he had one big play. It was a busted coverage. One guy I was pretty disappointed in for Notre Dame in terms of watching him is their tight end. I don't know his name. He's number 9. He had a couple of big drops in that game. Really, really big drops in that game on third downs and stuff that probably could have put him over the top against Miami, but just couldn't hang on, couldn't make the catch, couldn't make the move.
It's kind of weird because Notre Dame's kind of like a tight end,
Yeah, I know. I was surprised. One thing, since I pointed out something wrong that I saw with Notre Dame, I'll point out something wrong I saw with Miami. Despite the fact that, especially in the second half, Notre Dame was obviously selling out to stop the run. Because that first drive of the second half, we had the ball for over half of the third quarter and scored a touchdown running the football. So they were terrified of the run game after that. So they just started loading the box, and we decided we were going to still keep running it. I was really disappointed with the lack of creativity in play calling. Nope. I saw 1 or 2 play action passes in the entire second half. Especially when we got a pretty good tight end on the roster. The fact we didn't roll any bootlegs or anything, get Carson Beck out of the pocket when they're trying to tee off and make negative plays happen and stuff. Move the pocket, get Carson Beck moving. He's not an insane athlete, but he is mobile enough to get out of the pocket. And I was kind of disappointed in some of the play calling decisions there. We ended up getting the win, which is great, but that's that.
I'll take it. All right, my last quick little topic for you rolling NFL. What are your couple biggest surprises and disappointments from week 1 in general?
Surprises. I'm going to say Castellanos was a bit of a surprise. I thought he was much more efficient than I expected him to be. I know we already talked about it a little bit. I thought, obviously, we just talked about it with the lack of usage for Bryce. Is it Bryce? Is it Bryce Love? Bryce Love's a running back.
Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love. Bryce Love's a running back that was at Stanford a few years ago.
Yeah, I was like, that seems familiar.
Yeah. Jeremiah Love, the lack of use from him was surprising. Disappointing. The effort by Alabama just all around was very, very disappointing. I was pretty disappointed in the quarterback for Virginia Tech. We talked about that game a little bit, but didn't talk about the Virginia Tech side. He had a pretty good season last year, and he looked awful against.
And their defense held him in that game too.
I know their defense held him in that game for about as long as they could, but he could not get anything going offensively, and it looked like he looked mobile. but he looked extremely inaccurate on the run, which as a mobile quarterback, you got to be able to throw the ball when you're on the run.
Mhm.
I thought what's another disappointing thing that I haven't mentioned yet? Obviously,
You had a Purdue quarterback throwing for 300 yards.
shout out to the Boilermakers, dude.
That's a first.
Shout out to the Boilermakers. I should have had my Boilermakers hoodie on for this episode, but it is not that cold.
That is true.
Start wearing hoodies. What else was disappointing? Oh, I mean, we talked about it for 2 seconds. Belichick bringing in 70 new players and them looking this undisciplined.
That's
They can't
crazy.
tackle. They can't protect the quarterback. They can't, cover a receiver. It was pretty insane to watch that much of a blowout. Shout out to TCU. They put together a very good game plan to take them down.
They're a good team.
They are a good team. It seemed like it took them one drive for them to figure out that offense, and then it was over.
I know. Which, I mean, TCU, the last couple of years, their defense has not been the good part of their team. It's been their offense. So their defense looked great.
Yeah, they look great again, but it's one of those things this early in the year.
True.
Is the offense just that bad? Because, I mean, honestly, the offense did look pretty awful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't like the pick six that they got in the second quarter might have been the easiest pick six I've seen in a long time.
That was pretty bad.
I mean, that is a quarterback knowing where he's going before the ball is snapped and staring down a receiver. I jump in the route. I mean, he could not have. I mean, it almost hit the guy in the face mask. It was pretty awful.
And a couple surprises, disappointments for me. I want to say, I talked about it a little last week. Utah looked incredible. They beat UCLA like 40-10 or something.
Yeah.
Devon Dampier, known for his running, he went off. He I think almost 100 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns passing. He looked great.
Yep.
Just trying to think what else. Oh, Texas A&M. I was pretty disappointed with them. UTSA is a good team, but they hung in there till it was the second or third quarter. It was like a one-score game. I think UTSA had the lead. But A&M, the team I was high on. I mean, it's still week one, but I was surprised it was that close. Mm-hmm. Another one, Iowa. Mark Gronowski, who I hyped up last week, looked like every other Iowa quarterback we've ever seen. I think he had like 60 passing yards in that game. So it might be more of the same from Iowa.
Yeah, I was watching a video. I didn't watch the game, but I was watching a video about the game, and they said, I saw Mark Gronowski throw two of the worst passes I've ever seen throw by an Iowa quarterback, and that's saying something.
Last two, Bryce Underwood looked good in his debut for Michigan. Michigan's got a big game this week against Oklahoma. I think they'll be back. And Army, what happened? I was shocked.
Yeah.
How did that happen? I never even heard of that school. Was it Tarleton State or whatever it's called? Whatever it was, I was surprised by that. Last two things. Zach, is there a chance? I saw this on Twitter today. Could we see UConn in the college football playoffs? They're 1-0. Look at their schedule.
What?
If they beat Syracuse this week, there is a path for UConn in the college football playoffs.
Let me see. I gotta see this.
There is a huge chance they could run the table.
If they run the table, UConn. Dude, I really don't want to see UConn in the college football playoffs.
They have an insane schedule.
UConn.
It is crazy.
UConn. Delaware. Hey, don't sleep on Delaware. Ball State, Buffalo, FIU. Boston College isn't horrible. Duke's not horrible. But other than that, I mean,
good chance.
I mean, if they beat Syracuse this week,
they
got a very tough cupcake schedule for the next 4 weeks, and then they have at Boston College, which, you never know what that game's going to look like. I don't think Boston College is horrible.
But still,
and then
it's not too
Rice,
bad.
and then UAB, and then Duke. So I think the 3 question marks you're looking at on their schedule, because
they're still favored, I'd say, in those games. Even
are they favored? They're not favored
It's
against
not
Syracuse.
close. Syracuse
No
probably
way.
not. Syracuse put up a fight against Tennessee. I wouldn't think in that game, but
Yeah, the spread's
they
a
won.
touchdown in favor of Syracuse.
Yeah.
I might have to send a friend of ours a Venmo.
He would never. All right, and to wrap things up, let's do 3 quick pick'em games. Don't think about it, just off the top of your head. Week 2, who are you going to take? How about Michigan at Oklahoma? I'm going with Oklahoma.
This is a tough one. Michigan looked pretty good in their opener, but I'm going to take Michigan just to be different from you.
All right. Baylor at SMU. 2 kind of underrated but good teams.
I'm going to go SMU here, actually. Don't really have a great reason behind it. Baylor looked pretty good offensively and pretty terrible on defense, kind of like what Baylor looks like every year. So I'm going to go SMU.
And our last one, Iowa at Iowa State, the rivalry.
Give me Iowa State by 2 touchdowns.
Wow. Yeah, they won it last year, but Iowa State's looking at this year. All right.
I mean, it's a rivalry game, so in those, anything can kind of happen, but
All right, Zach, I'm going to suggest something crazy for these last probably 20, 30 minutes of the show. Are you down if we do picks for every NFL game this week because it's week 1? We don't have to go too much in them, but
yeah.
All right, let me get another beer, and then I'll be ready.
All right. Bing, bing, bong. We're going to do every NFL game. This is exciting.
And we'll just have the 3 pick'em games we'll mark for specific pick'em results.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's start
what are
off.
the 3 pick'em games?
I'll
Just tell me when we get to them.
Yeah. All right. Let's start off. Dude, we're 2 days away from NFL football. It's great.
We are 2 days away from NFL football.
First game, Cowboys at the Eagles. I feel like these are 2 of the least liked teams in the NFL. Who we got?
I don't think the Cowboys stand a chance of beating the Eagles. The spread right now is Eagles 7.5. If I am in a state that allows sports betting, I'm hammering the spread there, taking the Eagles. Or if you're less confident, just take the Eagles money line, but you're not going to win much money on that.
I think we're going to see an upset. The Eagles start slow last couple of seasons.
I don't know, man.
I think we're going to see a bunch of annoying Cowboys fans on Twitter wrapping their minds around the Cowboys are back. I think Cowboys sneak it out and a win. Call me crazy. I'm crazy. That's why this is not a pick'em game because I would not say it's a pick'em game. But for this, I'm going Cowboys.
All righty.
All right. The NFL how can you pronounce that? Sao Paulo game, Brazil.
There you go, Sao Paulo.
We also have a game on Friday. If you didn't know, there's Thursday, and
Yeah.
Friday games this week. Chiefs and the Chargers. This one's too easy. Justin Herbert can't beat the Chiefs. I don't care. Chiefs easily taking this one.
Is this a pick'em game?
No.
Give me Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
You think he's going to take the step?
I don't need to explain my reasoning.
All right. All right. Raiders at the Patriots. Chino's debut against Drake May. Patriots are favored in this game by 2.5.
So this is a theory that my dad told me, and that if the spread is 2.5 in favor of the home team, take the away team. So I'm going to take the Raiders. Gino,
Do it. I'm got to roll, my boys. I think it's going to be actually a pretty good game. There's a lot of good pick'em games this week, so I probably would have thought about this, and like if this was week 12. But
Yeah.
It's a plus one, but I think Patriots will even out.
I actually am starting to like this Raiders team. I don't know why.
I don't love
But
their defense.
I don't love their defense. And, it's one of those things where, hey, Zach, can you name a single player on the Raiders defense? And it's probably no, outside of Max Crosby.
But yeah, besides that, it's rough after Wilkins.
Is Divine Diablo still there, or is he somewhere else?
Didn't we say he's in Atlanta? I remember talking about him like a month ago.
Yeah.
They don't have a great defense.
They don't have a great defense, but I'm not scared of the Patriots offense either. So,
Wow.
And I like the Raiders offense.
We've effed Chisholm the third now. You should be afraid.
Who?
Exactly. All right, here's probably going to be the least watched game in all the NFL. The Cardinals at the Saints. Cardinals are favored by 6.5.
Here's the thing about some teams is like what like you like there's some teams that come to the NFL season that you're like
I forgot they were in the NFL.
I literally don't even know what this team's going to look like. And that's how I feel about the Saints right now. They could legitimately be like an 0-16 roster.
Would you if they had Derek Carr, would you think they would be more like 7-10?
Yeah, probably. I'd have a better understanding where they're at. I think 7-10 would be a good place to place them. I think Spencer Rattler's bad. Tyler Show looked awful in his when he's seen the field in the preseason. So I don't know what to expect. Who's their starting quarterback going into week 1?
Rattler was named QB1, but I don't know how
Rattler
long
was.
I don't know how long it'll last. It's the biggest waste of a second-round pick if you can't beat out Rattler. 26 years old. I kind of I low-key like their weapons on this team, though. Their lines could be a little better, but they got Kamara, they got Chris Olave. If you can
so that's
healthy.
The thing. It's like I don't know what to expect from this team because, like, let's say I don't think Rattler's gonna have a breakout year or anything, but let's say like Tyler Show comes in week 3 and like just plays okay. He doesn't have to play great; just plays okay. They could legitimately win 6 or 7 games.
But the thing was, like, if he played okay, this coaching, they are the ones that drafted him. Wouldn't you have gone with the rookie if he played okay over a guy that's like 0-6 in his career that you didn't?
No, yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
If he comes in and is fine, just fine. He doesn't even have to be good, just fine. I think that the offensive roster, the skill players are actually pretty good. Olave, Shaheed, Kamara. Like,
tight end's a bit of a mess, but I do want to say I think Phil's take last week that they might be tanking for Nussmeier is not crazy.
It's not a crazy take. It's not a crazy take.
All right, we got the Dolphins at the Colts.
Oh, by the way, if I didn't say this ahead of time, I'm hammering the Cardinals with the spread. Give me 6.5.
Yeah,
Cardinals
you can just pick that. I'll take the Cardinals also, though. We got Danny Jones, his Colts debut, hosting the Dolphins. But this is a Dolphins team in September, and you know the Dolphins play good in September.
I mean, that's true, but I don't know what this Dolphins team even is. I hardly know what the Colts team is. But because I know what the Colts team is more, I'm going to take the Colts in this game.
I feel like because you could see Danny Jones as like a game manager.
Yeah, like he can play okay.
And like the Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren, he should be able to do enough.
Yeah, and their receiver core is actually pretty good. Michael Pittman,
Alec Pierce is good for like 135-yard catch.
Alec Pierce, Downs is fine. Like, they have Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. The Dolphins, like, you have like an old Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Devon Achane behind, and then Tua, who's got like 18,000 concussions behind still one of probably the worst offensive lines in football.
And they might have the worst cornerback group I've ever seen in history.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what are we doing? Like, did the Dolphins address any of their needs in the offseason?
They added a little bit to their O-line, but not enough. And they traded Jonnu Smith, who's probably their best player, skill player last season, honestly.
Definitely their most consistent.
But, you know, the NFL is weird. And I like the Dolphins in September. The Dolphins have been shit on all offseason. For some reason, I feel like they're going to win this game, but also because I don't trust the Colts that much. I got the Dolphins upsetting the Colts.
I think, Danny, you know what? Here's a hot take. I think that the Colts win this game by 17 points.
Really?
And the Colts start to buy into Daniel Jones. Who do they play week 2?
You sound like Trevor that's been hyping up Daniel Jones all
No. I'm not hyping him up. Trust me.
Just for
then they're going to go into Denver. Then they're going to play Denver, and he's going to get murdered by Denver, and they're going to call for his head. That's what's going to happen.
I will
he's
tell
play
anyone.
Really good against the Dolphins and get murdered by Denver.
If anyone listening to this podcast right now has an extra $100 in their wallet, they want to make some money, put $100 on the over on Daniel Jones 0.5 interceptions week 2 against Denver. There is no way that man is leaving Mile High without throwing a pick. No
He's not
way.
in Denver. It's in Indy.
Oh, he's still throwing a pick. But
he's still throwing a pick.
Mile High would give him, so maybe just put 50 on this. But Mile High was going to happen.
But
All right.
I think Colts get the win week 1 and then get blasted in week 2. I think Daniel Jones against this Dolphins defense actually looks okay, and then he tricks the Colts fan base like he tricked the New York fan base a couple years ago.
Maybe he's like a magician, just does like mind tricks and everybody.
Yeah.
All right, here's a game that has not been hyped up, which I'm surprised because the media loves revenge games. We got Aaron Rodgers heading back to New York to take on the Jets. Justin Fields taking on his former team, the Steelers.
As someone's got a vested interest in the Jets playing well, specifically Justin Fields playing well, and that man is me. I really don't like this being their start. I really don't like them playing the Steelers in week 1. But I think that the Jets scrape by.
Wow.
I think they get the win. I think the score is like 17-13 Jets.
It's definitely going to be a low-scoring game. Yeah. It's at 38.5. So the line.
I would take the under on 38.5.
I think
I don't think both teams get to 20.
I feel like Rodgers is more of a fuck you mentality. I feel like he's out for revenge more than Fields is. I feel like it's going to be close, but I feel like the Steelers will barely beat this one out and get win number 1. All right, and all our picking games are going to be later games, FYI. Okay. So Giants at Commanders, week 1. For some reason, I feel like Russ is going to have a good game and they're going to upset the Commanders. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's going to happen. No?
Give me Washington by 2 scores. You see that spread, 6.5?
6.5?
Give me 2 scores. Washington wins 37-14.
I feel like we're going to get random good Russ for no reason.
Nope, 37-14 Washington.
All right, Zach's boys. They're favored, actually. We got the Panthers at the Jaguars.
Yeah, what's the spread in that game? 3.5?
Honestly, 2 teams you could both see being bad, but you could also see them as like wild card playoff sleepers.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Both of these teams are relying to make the playoffs and everything going right. If everything goes wrong, they're going to be both top 5 picks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have to pick the Jags because they're the Jags, and I love the Jags. I don't know why I love them because they continue to hurt me. But I'm relying on the running back play returning from a few years ago. I'm relying on Trevor Lawrence being healthy again, and relying on somehow the offensive line improving, even though we didn't make enough moves to improve it.
I would say it's more I don't trust the Panthers defense. I'm going to say Jaguars take it. I think Travis Hunter gets a touchdown in his debut, and the Jags offense kind of looks good. I think Trevor Lawrence is a solid game, 2 or 3 touchdowns. And Jags, I think they take it by 10.
Okay. I like that, Gary.
Jags are back. All right. We got no one is taking the Browns in this one. We got the Bengals at Cleveland. I will say, in my bets on Prize Picks, I took the over for Joe Flacco, every Browns receiver. Against the Bengals defense, Joe Flacco is thrown for 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 picks. It's happening.
I'm going to shock the world with this pick. Give me the Browns at home.
Really?
Against the slow-starting Bengals.
You think is it going to be the defense? Is it going to be Joe Flacco and Jerry Jeudy?
I think that for whatever reason, the Bengals can't win their first game of the year. And they're going to continue that trend this week. I think going with Joe Flacco as a starter was a good move. I also expect David Njoku to have a big game because it looks like him and Joe Flacco really like each other. And that Bengals defense does not have an answer for David Njoku.
Honestly, any fantasy players in the Browns are going to be worth it until they start Dylan Gabriel in like week 6 when it's eventually going to happen.
Yeah, probably.
All right, last 1 p.m. game. We have the Bucks at the Falcons. This one's a lot closer than I thought it'd be. Bucks by 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, the Buccaneers definitely the more complete team. Falcons have some question marks on their roster. I imagine Falcons fans and the organization is hoping Michael Penix takes that step that they want him to take and become like a legitimate starter in the NFL. First week of the year, Falcons at home. I think I'm going to take the Falcons by 3. Falcons money line.
I kind of like that, actually. I'm gonna go with you, Zach.
Okay.
I feel like everybody's kind of sleeping.
It's only $75. If I had Sunday off, maybe I would go to that one, but I don't.
That's not bad. Is it pretty easy to get tickets for them? I think.
I think it depends on
The
just
game.
like anything else on the game and who they're playing and how good they are.
That's fair. All
Are
right.
they in the playoff on it?
Our first 4 p.m. window games still have not reached pick'em games yet. We have the 49ers at the Seahawks. Niners only 2.5 spread. Niners going to smoke them.
No. Sorry.
I hate Sam Darnold is not good. I don't know why Zach loves
Sam
him.
Darnold wins this game. He throws for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
No.
1 interception to one of their safeties, not a corner. He throws 1 interception to a safety, but he throws for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in a last-second field goal win for the Seahawks.
Okay. That's the take. I'm going to take the Niners 31-14 in a blowout. I'm not a Sam Darnold fan. I'm not a Seahawks fan.
Why do you hate Sam Darnold?
Because he's not good.
You're such a hater, bro.
He just sees ghosts.
Bro,
All right, here's, I would say, the easiest pick of the week. Maybe Zach will disagree with me. I'm surprised the line's even this low. A rookie quarterback. I do like this. I think this rookie quarterback will be good. I don't know how good he'll be first season, but he will be. But at Mile High for his debut, Titans at Broncos, I don't think there's any way the Titans pull off this upset.
I think it's going to be one of those situations where Bo Nix has the start to the year that I want him to have for my prediction to be right about his sophomore slump, and the Titans scrape one by. That defense for Denver and the crowd at Mile High is going to be tough for anyone to overcome, especially a rookie quarterback. Now, that's not saying Cam Ward hasn't played in tough environments before, but Mile High is a tough one.
It's like kind of like what we were saying with Arch at Ohio State. Like, this is a horrible environment to open your career at.
Yeah, horrible environment to open your career. First game of your rookie season in Mile High on the road. It's tough. I am taking Denver. I am not going to take this. If I'm taking the spread, I'm taking the Titans. I think this is a 1 touchdown game. There you go.
All right. We have hit our first pick'em game of the week. We have the Lions at the Packers. I've talked this all season long. I am not a huge on the Lions. I think the Packers are going to defend home court regardless of whether Micah Parsons does too much or not. I think they'll beat the Lions and start out strong, send the Lions to 0-1. Zach, who you got?
What was the Packers' record against the NFC North last year?
Am I supposed to know that off the top of my head?
I figured you would.
I'm a nerd. I'm not that big of a nerd.
They were 1-5 against the NFC North last year.
Did they beat Chicago?
They beat Chicago once.
Do you know the thing about last year, Zach? It's not this year. Exactly.
I think the Lions walk away from this game with 3 interceptions. They give up 3 touchdowns to Jordan Love, but they walk away with 3 interceptions and win this game by a field goal.
Goodness.
Good game, though. This is going to be an exciting game to watch. I would say this is must-see TV week 1.
Yeah, it's a good stretch. These last 3 games I'm going to pick them. They're all going to be good. All right, we got the Texans at the Rams. The big question for this one is Matthew Stafford healthy? McVay said he will start week 1, but is he at 100%? I think if he was at 100%, I would probably lean Rams, but the fact that he isn't, it's a lot more of a toss-up.
For sure.
I think the Rams will defend their home stadium, though, and they're going to pull it out in a close game. I think Texans will put up a good fight, but I think the Rams will edge it, though.
Oh, the Rams are going to edge? What are they, Trevor? Give me the Texans.
All right.
I don't want to elaborate on that.
We're going opposite on everything this week. All right, in our last game of Sunday, not of the week. There's one more after this. We got the biggest game of the week, arguably. We got the Ravens at the Bills, the rematch, Lamar versus Josh Allen, me and Zach versus Trevor. How it is. But this is not the playoffs. If this is the playoffs, I'm taking the Bills. This is a regular season game. You know Lamar is going to ball out in September. I think the Ravens will get their revenge for getting knocked out last season. I think Mark Andrews will get a touchdown. I think Ravens will win. It's still getting a good game, but I think the Ravens will take the win by about, I'll say 7. But the Bills are favored, though.
I agree with pretty much everything you just said.
So
I think, yeah, I'm taking the Ravens by probably a touchdown.
All right, and our last game of the week, Monday Night Football. We got J.J. McCarthy and Caleb Williams, 2 of Zach's most favorite quarterbacks.
Oh my God! I feel like they were like, oh, we're gonna give you some good football games. Sunday Night Football is gonna be great. Packers Lions, Niners Seahawks could be a good game.
They should have flexed like Texans Rams to Monday, honestly,
dude. And then they give me freaking on my birthday weekend. They give me Monday Night Football, Vikings Bears.
Beautiful. It's a hate watch for Zach right there.
It honestly is, bro.
Surprised the Vikings are favored by 1.5.
I would be, but everyone thinks J.J. McCarthy is something that he's not, and that is a good quarterback. So, shit, I don't know. This is such a toss-up for me.
I think the Bears take it. I think Caleb gets off to a good start, and it's. I think it's gonna be a close game though. But I think we're both gonna see a bit of struggles from both quarterbacks in their first game of the year.
Give me. Is the Vikings pass rush good this year?
Yes, but they're older.
Yes, but they're older. What if the Bears pass rush?
I would say the Vikings. I like the Vikings better. The Vikings got Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Grenard.
Okay, give me the Vikings.
Andrew Van Ginkel.
Give me the. Oh yeah, they added Van Ginkel. I forgot about that.
He was great last year.
He was. Give me. Give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings by 6, not 7, 6.
By 6?
And in an absolute, just boring 16-10 final score of a game. Like this game, if this game's exciting to watch, I'm gonna eat shit on that, I guess. But like, I think this game is gonna be not. Like, you're gonna see a lot of bad quarterback play in this game. I really believe that.
I feel like one of them is going to prove you wrong. I'm not sure which one.
I've been waiting to be proved wrong my entire life, and it's never happened.
It's never happened? Maybe it'll be today.
Maybe. Could be.
All right, to wrap things up, Zach, what is one thing you're excited about for the 2025 NFL season?
I'm excited for football to be back. That's the main thing. Red Zone. What does Red Zone look like? Is it like...
I just looked this up the other day, actually. Red Zone is still the normal. It'll be ESPN next year.
Okay.
I think you're going to have to pay $30 extra a month to watch it on ESPN, is what I heard.
What?
Yeah.
$30 extra a month?
It might have been a year. I can't remember.
Oh, my God. If it's $30 extra a month, I will scream.
There was a certain website you could use that I will not say on this podcast, but it's a lot easier.
I tried to use it the other day. It wouldn't work for me.
They got cracking down on a lot of them. There's one I've used for years that it's not the best, but it's very.
Hey, after the pod, text.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah. But they've cracked down a lot. There used to be a lot better feeds, but I don't know if it's the NFL or something that's cracking down on these, but it's getting harder. But this one is.
I mean, listen. I don't like. I paid for it last year. I paid for Red Zone last year.
You did.
And so, and I thoroughly enjoyed having it, and being able to look at my fantasy team and Red Zone at the same time was great.
Red Zone's the best. I wish they had a college Red Zone.
They talk. There was someone talking about doing it.
Adele mentioned it after ESPN got this Red Zone. That could be a possibility.
But that would be awesome. College Red Zone would be sick. Just because it'll be like every 4 seconds.
No,
like they'd have to. Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Because there's probably like 30, 40 games at that 12 p.m. window.
Yeah.
That's the
That'd be
problem.
nice.
There's too many good games to watch. I mean, some weeks it's not, but some weeks.
Some weeks it's not, but like there's I say some weeks there's not. There's always supposed to be a good game, at least one in each window.
But the problem is,
like next week, I think the good game in the college 12 o'clock window, and
is Iowa State's because Michigan Oklahoma is the night game.
What about Florida and USF? Is that so that's 4 o'clock. So
week 3 is the big one, though. I think I saw.
Well, no, in that 12 o'clock, you got Iowa State, Baylor, SMU. You've got that's pretty much it for that window. And then you got Ole Miss, Kentucky, USF, and Florida.
But then, week 3 has Texas A&M at Notre Dame and Florida at LSU at the same time.
Well, yeah, that's why you get the college red zone, man.
Yeah,
I think it'd be sick. And then you have the ability to switch to a game that wasn't supposed to be good, but is turning out to be close mid-broadcast.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I had the Syracuse Tennessee game on the same time as Ohio State Texas, and honestly, that was a better game.
It was a better game. We stopped watching the Ohio State Texas game.
Yeah,
a little bit because it was just this is boring.
It was just not.
We changed the channel into the third quarter, and then Arch Manning threw a touchdown pass, and it's 7-7 or something like that.
It's nice to watch good defense sometimes, but it's good defense, you can't. Bad offense is just hard to watch.
Bad offense is really hard to watch.
Yeah, can't wait.
What was the best game to watch this past weekend?
Honestly,
I have my pick, but
I would say Notre Dame, Miami.
That's what I was gonna say.
Clemson, LSU was underwhelming, but I think it was still a good game. But I would.
I thought both teams in the Notre Dame Miami game, both teams played well. The defenses played good, the offenses played good. There were big plays both ways. You had highlights for both teams. It was just. And it was good plays on offense and defense, so it was a good watch.
And honestly, it was kind of an ugly game too. I did South Carolina, Virginia Tech.
It was a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one.
Mm-hmm. But some good football. Can't wait. We have college football, NFL this week. We have a day off tomorrow. Then we got NFL football Thursday, NFL Friday, college Saturday, NFL Sunday, Monday. Got a whole lot of football for you. See you guys next week.
It's going to be exciting stuff, and we'll talk all about it next week on the Barely Football podcast.
Hopefully Trevor will show up next week.
We'll see. Who knows?
We'll see.
I don't even know if he's still alive.
He might have, after disappointing his commissioner, might have just ended it all.
Maybe. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Talk NFL and college football action.